Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your monthly reading for September 2023. This is for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional cultic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity. To get more specific and detailed with your reading, Scorpio, I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. So Scorpio, this is it. We're in September. This is a big month. Now, I want you to know it's one of those months where there's so much happening, but then a lot that's not happening. It's a weird month. So let me just break it down for you. The main thing is September. The first 2 weeks are going to be very different from the last 2 weeks of September. So it's going to be very like Jekyll and Hyde. The first 2 weeks, I'm not saying they're bad. They're just, it's different because remember, all these planets are retrograde. So we're going to talk about that in a second because the only thing I really want you to pay attention to now is Mars. Mars is the only planet that is whoosh, like a rocket ship, okay? And so Mars is in Libra. As I explained in my last reading, Mars does not like being in Libra. Mars is detriment in Libra. Mars is the ruling planet of Aries, right? The god of Aries comes from the god of war. And Libra is a sign of peace. And so Libra is the opposite sign of Aries. So anyway, what this is happening is it's in your 12th house, okay, Scorpio? And so this is actually, I'm not going to lie, I don't mind this for you. And I think that you're going to be fine. You're just going to have a lot of things on your mind and it may feel a little heavy, but it's going to be a lot of you unrooting things to find a lot of balance in your life. Okay. It is going to be, Mars is, I mean, really think about it. Really think about the fact that every planet in our solar system is just like, right? And then Mars is like, yeah, doing the dab and whatever, like just he's blazing forward, really active, really aggressive. So there could be challenges, there could be, little aggressive moments, but this is all going to be in your head because it's the 12th house. And so what's really interesting is that we're coming out of that really big full moon in Pisces that happened at the last week of August, okay? And so Pisces is the native ruler of the 12th house. And remember, we had that Saturn opposition. It was just like, so that's why we could still feel the veil of that over, the first 2 weeks. And all of that was in your 5th house, by the way. So really digging deep in terms of what's going to bring me pleasure, questioning things in relationships and partnerships for some of y'all. Okay, that could be also a thing. And just want to say questioning. It could even be like next level, like, okay, like we're trying to move in together. This just hasn't been working out. We haven't been finding the right place. Now, is this where we really want to, do we actually want to live in this city anymore? Do you know what I mean? Like so a lot of deep diving. The subconscious is, the 12th house is also, hidden enemies, your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams right now, okay? It's also, facing your fears. And a lot of like self-sabotage energy lives in the 12th house. And again, it is going to be one of those times where you may have some things you have to confront. But you may just be like, nah, I think I want to just go over here and continue, fishing for compliments from this person that I just met at the bar, and I think it's George Clooney. I don't know, whatever you're doing, right? So Scorpio, so keep that in mind. Mars in Libra is going to be a thing. That's the main thing because Mars is the only planet that's awake, but it's all about that balance, okay? So even though Mars is going to kind of create a little bit of havoc, and maybe a little aggressive, it's your duty to find that balance, okay? It's your duty to take control. And again, I feel that it's going to be fine for you. I'm already getting an energy, and remember, Mars is your traditional ruler, so it's not like I feel like your things can snap into place for you, and I feel like you will be in control. Now, consider consider yourself, this is what I've been saying. Consider September, okay, you know what? You're on a kayak, okay? You're on a kayak with your friends, with your family, and they've all had a little too much to drink, okay? You've got your friend Sally over here. She's still got a wine bottle in her hand, and she's leaning over this side of the kayak. You have your friend Daniel over here. He's doing the Wednesday Addams dance, and it's your job to make sure this kayak is stable so it does not capsize, okay? It is your duty to take control and to keep that balance, all right? So this is what it is. This is the kayak of your life for September, all right? So just really, really tap into, like, just have that balance, okay? That's the main thing. Now, the other thing that's going to happen is, so you know how I said all the planets are retrograde? Well, Venus actually goes direct on September 3rd. So that's really great. Venus has been, retrograde for what seems like forever now, pretty much all summer. I'm not going to lie. But it's finally going direct, okay? She's waking up from her beauty sleep, all right? So you may start to see a little bit more activity when it comes to career, a little bit more clarity as well, because this is your 10th house we're talking about, right? So 10th house, public recognition, achievements, honors, all of that. Even if you're not here for career, perception, how you want to be perceived. It's even fame is in the 10th house as well. But even still, there is going to be maybe a little breakthrough moments. Think about, like, if it's a cloudy day, you're on the beach and you're at the, in Hawaii at the beach right now, and it's a cloudy day and you're like, oh, bummer. But then the clouds start to break apart and you see that sliver of sunlight come through. That's what it's going to feel like with Venus, like, starting to wake up. Venus, right? Sleeping Beauty. Now, the other thing is, but she'll still be in her shadow period, right? So, but the good news is she is going direct. Now, mid-month, Mercury is going to go direct. As we know, Mercury has been retrograde for since August 23rd. And so Mercury has been retrograde in Virgo. Now, this is very interesting because I have said that it is a really good retrograde. I did a video on what to expect for every sign with this Mercury retrograde. It's really all about really tapping into, like, any issues that you may have, identifying those issues. Remember, Virgo is a very analytical sign. It's very, like, detail oriented. It's very like that perfectionist, like, Velma, a Scooby-Doo energy. So really digging deep to figure out what is it, what's going on here, what do I want to correct course on, okay? And Mercury in Virgo is in your 11th house. So a lot of this will have to do with your friends. A lot of this will have to do with your social network, groups you belong to, organizations you belong to. You may be reconsidering a lot of that, and maybe even reconsidering friendships. But we have Mercury's going direct mid-month, right at the time of the new moon in Virgo. And so the 11th house doesn't just rule all those things I said. It also rules your hopes and wishes and dreams and goals. So you could see this big boom of activity starting mid-month. So it's, hey, mid-month, at this point, all the inner planets are direct. Okay, the inner planets, we feel them the most, Venus, Mars, and Mercury, and so they're all direct at this point. So that's really great news. Now, again, I do want to remind you, Scorpio, even though I said the first 2 weeks is more, who was the one, was it Jekyll or Hyde? Who was the, like, rah? It was, okay, so the first 2 weeks is the rah guy. But it's not, it's just going to be a little bit slower, okay? And you may be in your head a lot because things are, happening a little slower, all right? Because remember, it's that sludgy, retrograde energy. But here's the good news, okay? And here's the best part is that even though that's happening, you're still going to have a lot of activity going on in your life. There's a lot happening. There's 6 trines this month. Hello, that's amazing. This new moon in Virgo, mwah, chef's kiss. I literally just can't believe I did that. The other thing is, at the end of the month, we have a full moon in Aries, which I actually really love, okay? And we're going to talk about that later. But just know that biggest news of all, okay? Mark this in your calendar, Scorpio. Mark it in your calendar. I don't see you marking it in your calendar. You got your pen out. Do people still use pens for calendars? Do y'all have old school paper calendar wall stuff? The 8th, okay? September 8th. The sun is trining Jupiter. So, what does this mean? This is the best, luckiest day of the month. Not only that, it's one of the best, luckiest days among the year, okay? Among all the days of the years. So, of this year. And so, like I said, hey, the first 2 weeks could be you just being like in your head a lot, but there's still things that's going to happen, okay? You remember, Mars is in Libra. You've got to take action, though. You have to put wheels in motion, even if you feel like you're pushing up against a wall, all right? I want you to just continue to take action for anything that that you want. All your hopes, wishes, dreams. Again, you're going to start seeing little breaks here and there, moments of clarity. This is a really big month, all right? The last thing is, what else was I going to tell you? Yes, so the full moon that's happening at the end of the month. Listen, hey, Scorpio, let's talk about this. Think back to what happened around March 21st this year, okay? I want you to think about that. I want you to think about, and if you don't journal, I always recommend go through your social media. See if you're posting something around that time, manifesting, thinking about whatever you were liking around that time. See what conjures up. Because remember, I said every full moon has a corresponding new moon. We had that new moon in Aries back then, okay? So you could see some sort of activity around this time, all right? Well, this around this full moon in Aries. Now, here's the other thing. Remember this year, I don't know how long you've been a subscriber for, but in April, we had a new moon in Aries. It was an eclipse, April 19th. So you can also think back to then. So this full moon in Aries that's happening at the end of this month really does correspond to the March new moon, but the energies of that new moon kind of still spilled over. So April 11th is when the sun was conjuncting Jupiter. So that was the best day, the luckiest day of the year. Okay. And then following that, we had that eclipse. All right. In Aries. So just think any time between March 21st to about like end of April, what were you working on? What were you thinking about? What was happening in your life right around that time? Okay. So keep that in mind. And then Mars in Libra, just want to remind you that this is not, it's going through all month, but it's blazing through until mid-October, all the way up to, you guessed it, maybe not, because I didn't give any hints toward it, but the solar eclipse in Libra, okay? So when I say you are going to have a lot of changes happen in your life this month, that is not an understatement. You know, I'm filming this video while Mercury is retrograde. That is not an overstatement. Scorpio, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's get to your reading. All right, Scorpio. So, like I said earlier, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. It really does give the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we'll pull clarifiers. This is for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising. If you know your birth chart, feel free to read for your Venus and your Moon as well. I would recommend both because of all the activity with this amazing new moon in Virgo, middle of the month, and the full moon in Aries at the end of the month. And then also because Venus is just waking up, sleeping beauty, just waking up now, I would recommend that as well. But the other last thing is, if you are new to my channel, after I do your spread, stick around because I pull more cards. I break it down week by week. I let you know what's going on every week this month. And again, there are so many great things happening. There are so many great aspects, but all these retrogrades just may make it feel, and then with Mars in Libra for y'all, especially Scorpio, it could be really like you're going to be very like cerebral, all right, even visceral too. This is going to be a big month for you. So that said, Scorpio, let's get started. See what's going on for you, all right, for September 20 2023. Scorpio, by the way, your birthday's coming up soon, next month. Wow. I always say this. Well, I don't always say it, but my a lot of my friends, about six, I'd 6 to 8 of my closest friends are Scorpios, and so my bank account is dried up. And they're all in the first week of Scorpio season, so it's really funny. But I love my Scorpios, and most of my friends are Scorpios. Aquarians and Scorpios get along really well. All right, so yeah, hey, Scorpio. You know what? Let me pull this down a little bit. I hope you see what's happening here. I'm getting a little deja vu from your last reading, okay? But I love the way that it's carried over. This is pretty big, okay? This is going to be a big month. And everything that I literally just told you is reflected here. I mean, let's get started. You got the High Priestess. All right, so really love this for you. I love the fact that you did get the High Priestess because it seems like that you've been in your head already a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised. You've been, especially with the aspects last month, but it's almost like, and I want you to know, it was good for you, okay? It was really good for you. You've probably had a lot happening in your life. You've had so much happening, okay? A lot of surprising things as well. But this is the High Priestess. She comes out when she needs to tell you, listen, Scorpio, you're doing a great job. Just continue to stay within, okay? Stay cool, stay frosty, right? Stay frosty, be alert, but also tap into your intuitive side. She is the most spiritual, the most mystical. She's the guardian of the subconscious, by the way. This is why I love the fact that she came up in your reading, because I told you, Mars and Libra in your 12th house of the subconscious, okay? Very interesting. I'm going to show you the most interesting thing that's just happening in your spread, and just like, wow, that never happens. But you see the Book of Law, the Torah in her lap. It's half veiled. It's half veiled for a reason, right? You have to go beyond your physical realm at this point and really go within, really go in. That's where all your deep sacred knowledge is. And when you tap into your intuition, you make sounder judgments, better decisions. Life is just so much happier, okay? You get all those little winks from the universe, you know what I mean, like the synchronicities, like the 1111s and the 888s. Like, you're just so much more aware when you're in touch with your intuition. And so I absolutely love the fact that she came up in your past. So that's why it's indicating to me that you've already done a lot of this, okay? Whether it has been meditation, even if you haven't been meditating, maybe having like really deep conversations, and just also like really just going within and having those reflective moments. Again, with these planets retrograde, especially Mercury retrograde, it is something that you were likely doing recently, okay? To really, really have a good idea of what's to come, and what you want, what's going to bring you pleasure, okay? A lot of relationship energy coming through. So, and that is both work and love, mostly love, but work is up in there too. Actually, if you think about it, that is where the, North Node moved into, right? Into Aries in your 6th house, which is, labor and work. But then remember the fact that Jupiter and Uranus are in your 7th house of partnerships, okay? All year long, all the way up until May 2024, okay? So a lot of focus and attention in relationships, and Mars in Libra. Libra is the native ruler of partnerships and relationships, okay? Keep that in mind. I did forget to mention that Jupiter is going retrograde the first week of September. We'll talk about that when I pull the cards up too. Don't worry about it. It's not like a thing. Now, I mean, it is, but it's not going to be, you're going to be fine. So you did get the Knight of Cups in the heart of your spread. So, again, everything that I said earlier, going within to really figure out what is going to bring you pleasure, what is going to fill your cup, what is going to fulfill you emotionally. Okay, there you go. You got the Knight of Cups in the heart of your spread. This is really, really big. This is really big. Oh my gosh. You know what? Let me just tell you what's freaking me out. It's not freaking me out, but it's really interesting. Okay, I've never had this happen before. So, well, you got the moon, the high priestess, which is Cancer. Okay, Cancer rules the moon, but you also got the Knight of Cups, who is Pisces, right? And now you got the moon, which is ruled by Pisces, and the moon rules the high priestess. It's almost like a journey within itself. It's really interesting here, and it's also why I said earlier I feel like this month will be fine for you. Mars and Libra will be fine for you. It was the energy that I was getting, even with all the aspects, because this is all your fellow BFFs, like water signs, right? So, I really, really, yeah, I do love this. But even let's just keep going. Knight of Cups. Remember, I said relationships and partnerships is going to be a big thing for you. It is going to be a big thing for you. A lot of y'all may have some moments and challenges and, feel things may be moving too fast or things are moving too slow. But remember, it's all about you taking control of the kayak of your life, keeping it balanced, okay? Whatever Mars does, don't let it trip you up. You're good, all right? You're good. You got the Knight of Cups. And like I said, he is Pisces. He's very like dreamy and he's like into the arts. He's like the Mr. Romance, the knight in shining armor, that kind of energy. Okay. You can even see the fish on his armor, right? So a lot of creativity, imagination that comes with this card as well. So use it to your advantage. In fact, we do have a great aspect that is toward the end of the month where it's just like, boom, like you are going to be so inspired. So if you are not here for relationships or love, love or career, sorry, Mercury retrograde. If you're not here for career or love, when it comes to relationships or partnerships, this is also, again, just what do you want? What is going to fulfill you emotionally, right? What is going to fill your cup? But for a lot of y'all, there is going to be relationships related stuff. Again, whether love or career, business, enterprise, work, any of that. Because you do see him actually extending the cup. He does want to share it with someone. Okay. But listen, this is still, again, it's all about him. It's like, what's going to fulfill you right now. You did get the 10 of Swords in your challenge area. It seems like there's something that you, this month, when you are going deep, when you are having those moments, those intuitive moments, when you're really going through your subconscious, and when I say subconscious, that is where we store our memories, right? So that's where fear lives, that's where anxiety, stress, all those low level frequencies, they live in your subconscious, and that's why I say unroot things. Now, unroot those things, face your fears, all right? Do all of that, because you want to learn from anything that's been challenging right now, okay? In order to move forward. All right. So learn from everything that has been happening, that will be happening this month. Mercury, stop. That will be happening this month. I look crazy. That will be happening this month because this is a card where you can see he's completely impaled by all these swords. Swords are the mental suit, the intellect, logic, everything. So a lot of stress, a lot of things like almost like I've hit rock bottom twice, and and I just can't. I can't do it anymore, right? It's in your challenge area, but you can, okay? Because even though it does look like a grim card, this is the card of New Dawn. This is, those dark clouds are actually clearing to let the sun through. And you can see the man's hand and the hand gesture of the Hierophant, which is to say, basically what this means is there's blessing in this card, okay? You just have to learn from what it is that has struck you down or may be challenging this month, okay? Whatever resonates with you, learn from it. Ask the big questions. If there has been a breakup, if there has been, a job loss, or if you ask like, okay, why did this happen? Why is the universe making me like stress about this? What do I have to learn from this? Remember, I said Mercury is retrograde in Virgo. This is the time to go deep, to identify issues, to find solutions, all right? So once you understand and come to peace with all of that, smooth sailing, okay? You'll never have to go through those experiences again, okay? With the blessings here. Now, you got the Hermit. So when I said this month you are going to go deep, you're going to go deep, you're going to go deep, there you go. You got the Hermit going deep. Now, how funny is it that two things here? If you remember your last reading, the Hermit did show up in your final outcome. Okay. And so now it's in your crown. He's in your crown. So I love this. All right. So remember, all my readings are always like a continuation from the last reading because that's what life is. It's a journey. And so I love that he showed up in your crown this time. So it's almost like you are paying attention. You are learning your lessons, like that you will continue to. And you will have this moment where you are going to be thinking a lot about your future, but you're going to be staying grounded in the present as you do that. And you are going to go deep. He is all about doing that deep soul searching. Okay. Now, the other great thing about this is remember what I said. Remember what I said. And this is why I love the alignment of what's everything that's happening. The Hermit is ruled by Virgo. Remember I said Mercury retrograde in Virgo, doing that going deep to investigate any issues that you need to resolve, all right? But also Mercury going direct. And then we have that new moon in Virgo. So doing that soul searching to know what you want for the future, to see what's coming. Like, I mean, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be totally, totally fine. But you are going to have a lot of like, really, really like in your head moments, okay? Just don't get stuck there, okay? You got the Eight of Swords. Again. How funny is that? The fact that the Eight of Swords was in your future in your last reading, okay? You can go back. That's how good I am. I have a really good memory. Eight of Swords was in your future in your last reading. Now it's in the root of your spread. So guess what came true? The fact that you are in here. And so I don't want you to think of it's a bad thing, because you can see, even though she's surrounded by swords, she built this prison of swords around her, blindfolded herself. We call her this is the self-victim card, okay? Remember I said the 12th house, there's a lot of like self-sabotage and fear or whatever, all the way up in here. So this, I'm going to show you something. Even though she's refusing to, seek truth, and she's, not confronting any fears, her feet are free. She has the potential. Everyone's gifted free will. She can, if she wants, she can leave here, take off that blindfold if she wants to. So there is going to be a sense of you, possibly going really deep. I mean, come on. You've got the Hierophant, you got the Hermit, you have the Ten of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords, and now in your future, you got the Moon. So when I say you're going to be in your head this month, you're going to be in your head. Now, the one thing that I do want you to know is that they're all surrounding the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is in the heart of your spread. So a lot of this, again, will have to do with relationships, partnerships, or what is going to fill your cups. Cups are emotions, feelings, emotions. I already said that. Intuition. Mercury. But you can get out of this. Remember, just don't stay stuck. If there's any fears that you have to face them, okay? And I know that's easier said than done. Listen, you don't have to do it overnight. It can be a process. And listen, we're all human beings. We were built as human beings. This is the reason why we're not robots. And when we were built as human beings, we were built with like a range of emotions. So it's okay to feel fear. It's okay to have anxiety. Just don't get stuck there. Use those moments to empower yourself. You want to feel powerful, not powerless. You want to feel liberated, not limited. You want to choose love over fear, okay? So keep that in mind. Anything that you do, it is, think about, you're the final girl, okay? You're the final girl in any horror movie, right? It's just face your fears. Don't run from them, okay? And horror movies, any of those monsters, they're all metaphors. They're all metaphors for fear. So in the end, face them and you will win, all right? And you'll be good to go. Now you have the moon in your future, okay? So again, another card where there's a lot of like fear and distress that is associated with this card, which is very interesting because you did get the Eight of Swords as well. Now, I'm going to show you something here. You're that little crayfish. You got to get past those towers. You've got to face this is at this point, this is in the moon came in your future. So collective, you're basically going to be good as long as A, you trust your intuition because it's the moon, right? Intuition. And B, face any fears that you have to and you'll be fine, okay? And remember, it's all about learning from them, okay? So you never have to feel them again. You never have to experience those moments again. And then you'll be fine, okay? Toasty. You'll be toasty. You'll be great. You'll be right, shark, okay? So does anybody get that reference? Was that funny? We're going way back, okay? Super Bowl? Anyway, the other thing is that's really crazy here. And what I really love, it's like, remember I said your main spread is like within a journey it's like a journey within itself. Look at whose face is in the moon. Okay, it's the Hermit. So you got to trust your intuition. You got to go really deep. You got to face those fears, okay? You're only going to evolve when you do that. That's what helps you evolve as a human being, okay? We're constantly evolving. It's why you're not 10 years old for, your entire life. Constantly evolving, learning new things, all right, Scorpio? You've got this. You're good. You're good. Just, you will be in your head. Like there may be some moments, but unroot things, okay? Unroot things. Slay, right? Slay all those fears, as the kids say these days. I don't even know if they say that anymore. Anyway, Scorpio, let's get to your stuff. And let me do a time check. Scorpio, if you like this reading, it would be so great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I want to hear from you. I actually do. With this reading, I want to know what's going on. And if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So thanks again. And you'll see my dog has also joined me, and she is just chilling out, thinking about Left Shark. Yeah. Oh, wow. Very, very interesting. Okay. You Scorpio, you always like, well, let's do this. You got the sun. All right. So, first of all, every card has hope. Okay. But even the ones that are considered like, bad or whatever, but, this is the biggest of all. If you've ever gotten a tarot reading, the sun is like the biggest yes, right? And it's optimism, it's vitality, it's growth, it's abundance, it's everything that you would think that the sun represents. And so as long as you let that sun shine through, okay? Let that sun shine in. Remember I made that reference earlier about, the clouds, and, you see that sliver of sunlight, like, just coming through. Let it, just, uh, you be the, like, author of your story, okay? You clear those clouds apart now and just let that sunshine, like, boom, okay? And let it raise your energy levels. Let it raise your frequency. We're all made of energy, right? So really, really vibrate at a high frequency this month, and you're going to be fine. You're going to be, you're going to have this sense of freedom, and just really stay optimistic is the big thing too. All right. You are going to be in your head a lot, but get out of it, like, kind of just, when I say you're going to be in your head a lot, it's not, like I said, when you do it, unroot things, okay? Unroot things that you just no longer need in your life too, okay? But a lot of it will be just like for analytical purposes, like, okay, this does not serve me well anymore. This is taking up too much of my time. This is taking out too much of my headspace. Do you know what I mean? Like, just get rid of those things that are, just taking up just a lot of your headspace. But I love the fact that you got the sun, and I also love the fact that you got the emperor. Hello. Hi. Scorpio. You with me here? This is really great. Remember how I said be the author of your own story? Well, the emperor. Can I tell you something? This is all about power and authority, okay? He is the ruler of his own destiny. He is the ruler of his kingdom. He is the one who calls the shots. This is mastery of self. Now, back to what I was saying earlier, how I said be the author of your own story. Think about the word authority. Take it all the way back to its etymological root, autorite, author. Be the author of your own story, okay? You take control. I said you're the one that's got to balance the kayak of your life this month, okay, Scorpio? You got me? All right? Now, this is really great. This is really great because there's a sense of like a power surge. Some Scorpios, I'm not going to lie, are going to have a moment where there could be something there where you go like really deep into your subconscious, and it's something that you may feel like it could be something that you could have been afraid of for a while, but then you have this moment, this empowering moment, and then you are that final girl that slays. Wow, I'm being really poetic for your reading. The other thing is, there could be someone that comes through in your life that actually is completely really supportive, and someone who is like the emperor, someone who is very powerful, someone who does have a lot of authority. I'm getting a big energy of someone who is like work related. Okay, so keep that in mind, like work or business or like your passions. But and it doesn't necessarily. It's really just the emperor, obviously like masculine energy, but it doesn't have to be a male. Okay, it can be female as well. Now the other thing is the emperor is ruled by Aries. Remember what I said. Mars is Aries ruling planet. We have a full moon in Aries at the end of the month. The North Node moved into Aries. This is all in your sixth house, by the way, okay? Which is everyday activities and habits and routines. So I feel that by the mid-month, there is something that you're just going to say, bye-bye, bye, right? It's gonna be gone. Like you unrooting things, okay? But there is someone that could be very supportive. It could be like a partner. It could be, a teacher. It could be, your dad. Actually, he is like the father, right? Or it could be, a boss or whatnot. But someone who's very supportive, and someone where it could be like very inspiring in a way, okay? So you also got the Two of Wands, all right? So there is a sense of planning next steps, okay? I really like this for you because this is really not a month to like launch anything. You can after September 18th. The new moon is a good time to launch something, but carefully, all right? Carefully. only because, Mercury will still be in shadow. All right. But I'd say you're a little bit more in the clear starting on on the 18th, on that Monday. Okay. But even still, that's not what you want. It looks to me, yeah, you're not there's it's like you need time to reflect and think about things, and it's the 2 of Wands, not the 3 of Wands. So it's all about planning this month. Okay, planning your next move. You will have like hints of this is happening and this is happening and we're finally getting far here and this is going good. But yeah, just wait. It's gonna be a month where you're just gonna put things in, like wheels in motion. All right, now lastly, you got the 9 of Swords. So remember how I said get, like, you're gonna be in your head. Well, the first thing I have, the first thing that I have to mention is that not only is this the most commonly turning up like it comes up in the most readings, like out of all the cards, this comes up the most, like 9 out of 12 readings, like every week or whatever, but always in different places. But this for September especially, it's come up in pretty much everyone's readings. Okay, how crazy is that? But here's the thing. There is going to be something where you have this potential to it's just going to be, you may just be in your head a lot. Okay, again, we're talking about swords here. All right, we're talking about swords, the mental suit, intellect. But then again, you have to remember with Mars and Libra in your 12th house, the subconscious. So the whole goal here is to just pull those swords out one by one, learn from it. Okay, don't stay in that bed. This is it's again, it's the same thing as the 8 of Swords. They got free will. You can get out of these situations. You can choose. We choose to be courageous, right? We choose to have fear. It's all up to you. Okay, it's all up to you. Now, with this, you see that comforter, right? You see the beautiful roses. You see the amazing astrological symbols in that comforter. So much comfort in that comforter, right? And so it's up to you. You can be complacent, just feeling sorry for yourself, feeling pity, self pity, all these things that are associated with this card, right? Or mourning something or regretting something that you did, or maybe someone said something to you or did something to you, and it's really deeply affected you. I mean, in now you're just like, I'm never getting out of bed. I'm gonna order Ben and Jerry's and binge watch like all of Cops for until December. No, you're gonna get out of bed and you're gonna face tomorrow. Okay, remember what I said. Everyone has free will. You were gifted free will. You are going to have moments of just being really in your head this month, but you have all this opportunity to get out. Okay, and it's, as long as you're taking action, as long as you're unrooting things, then you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. Okay, Scorpio? You're going to be, and I'll clarify that for you too, okay? Just to give you a little bit more clarity on that. But yeah, 8 of Swords, you got the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, okay? Which, by the way, they're all 3 of those cards are actually Gemini swords, and Gemini is like all up here. All right, communication is a big thing there too. But just to clarify this, yeah, 7 of Pentacles and then the King of Pentacles. So it looks like a lot of y'all will have a situation this month where you're going to have to make a big decision. Okay, and the decision that you make, as long as you trust your intuition and you make the right decisions, it's going to be the best decision you made in your freaking life. Mercury. So you did get the 7 of Pentacles. So A lot of y'all are thinking about things that you've invested in, whether it is a relationship, whether it is in your career, whether it is actual investments, money, even like home, or even like family matters. There's going to be, or even like your hopes, your dreams, goals, and whatnot. A lot of y'all are going to have these moments really reassessing, really thinking back. That's what Mercury retrograde is. Remember that, okay? Mercury is a ruling planet for Gemini, by the way, too. So I'm not surprised that. Anyway, but in the end, you win, okay? You win. So as long as you trust your intuition, as long as you make smart decisions, and the only way you can make smart decisions is if you trust your intuition, okay? And unroot things along the way. Unroot things, all right? Now, the great thing about this, how funny is this? We're getting to the funny part. King of Pentacles is Taurus. Remember what I said. Jupiter and Uranus are in Taurus right now in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So that will be a big deal for a lot of y'all. But you see how rich he is. You see how rich he is. And when I say wealth, wealth in all areas of your life, okay? Not only just money, pentacles are your physical reality. Wealth in all areas of your life, Scorpio, okay? You do see he holds a golden scepter. Only one of 2 people hold this golden scepter in tarot. It creates that abundance, that wealth, that success. It makes things grow. Look at his harvest. I mean, he is rich. He's royally rich, okay? Because he's royalty, because he's a king. I mean, come on, you're good here. You're good. It's a decision you're gonna have to make. That's something that you may be stressing about too. That may be the thing that is causing something. Is this big decision this month that you may have to make about a relationship? Remember, Venus is starting to wake up, so you're getting a little bit more clarity in the work career department, but then with all this activity in your 7th house of partnerships and love, remember, with the King of Cups in the heart of your spread, all right? So there is something there you're going to have to decide on, but you have to make the right decision. And remember what I said. You have to use your intuition. You have to go deep, okay? You have to go deep. You have to face your fears to make this decision in terms of moving forward, ascending, right? Ascending in the way that you want to, all right? So make good decisions. Like you wouldn't open up like an ice cream cart in the Gobi Desert, right? Just, not that you would, Scorpio, but it really is like, go within. You have all these cards that have to do with spirituality, going within, intuition, soul searching, facing fear. Like, so it is a month for that. Okay. So Scorpio, like I promised, I break it down week by week. Let's see what's going on for you every week this month, Scorpio, the first week of September. Venus going direct, okay, on September 3rd. Actually, let me bring up, so Venus is going direct on September 3rd. On the 4th, Mercury is trining Jupiter. We've already had this. It is amazing. Mercury is actually retrograde, though. So it's like you could hear good news, but based on things from like the past, you could also like travel could be a big thing around this time. But if you do, I would recommend going to places that like stir up nostalgia. So places that brought you happiness in the past. This is a really great aspect. This is also when Jupiter goes retrograde. Again, it just means you're not getting the full powers of Jupiter. Okay, and this is until the end of the year. This is till December 30th. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not getting any luck, right? It doesn't mean that you're not getting any of that. It's just it's a little bit weaker state. But with Jupiter retrograde, you could find luck and fortune in like places that you may have forgotten or abandoned. It's like, when you put on a coat and you find that $5,000 bill and you're like, oh gosh, I haven't even, hey, I got money. It's like kind of like that. Like you might find it in like, maybe you wrote, I don't know, like if you're a freelance writer, you wrote a story like a year ago and you completely forgot, you didn't get paid for it. And, they, publisher like does a direct deposit and like send you an email. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna like double the fee on this for I completely forgot to pay. Like you'll find luck in all like other areas. Now, Sun conjunct Mercury on the 6th, major Kazemi. These are one of those light bulb moments that I really love. Really good time to meet new people and to just be curious about things. Okay, just be curious about things right now. It's be open to making new friends. Okay, that's the main thing that's coming through, especially because because the Sun and Mercury are in Virgo, right? Like I said, your social network. You could even start a new club, okay? The Left Shark, Right Shark Club. And now on the 8th, the Sun trines Jupiter. Oh, best luckiest day of the month. Okay, remember Jupiter is in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, so there's a lot of optimism around this day, a lot of success on, you could experience a lot of success around this time on things that you've been focusing on. It's a lot of personal growth here too. Okay, it is the Sun, right? Overcoming setbacks and challenges. So let's see what's going on for you for the first week of September. There's 6 trines this month. Did I say that already? Look at you. Look at you. So, here's the thing. Scorpio. It was in the heart of your spread last week. Now, stay cool. Stay frosty. Okay? Stay frosty. Be alert. Listen, don't try to force anything to happen. It doesn't look like you are. It's more like you just going deep to have that deep wisdom, to really have all the answers for any questions that you may not have answers for, and really just planning your next step. But there may be a decision that you make, but it's all about finding self fulfillment, things that really bring you joy, okay? But also taking things step by step, being aware every step of your journey, okay? Being aware. We're talking using have that connection, conscious, subconscious, super conscious, okay? Have that connection this month, all right? Now, the other thing is the things that you want, they're going to come. Just don't, again, it is a month of retrograde, so just expect to, for things to start happening gradually, okay? Now, the second week of September, so we have that new moon in Virgo on the 14th, which I really love, okay? It's very exciting. Uranus is super harmonious with in this new moon. Pluto's also doing really good. Very harmonious as well. You're ruling planet there. So you could find a lot of surprises around this time because on the 15th, the Sun is trining Uranus, all right? So Uranus is a planet of surprises and the unexpected. So again, I really love this. This is, Mercury's going direct around this time. Venus is squaring Jupiter. This is the 3rd time, all right? So it's almost like, I've always said, like, for every time this happens, it's like those breakthrough moments, what's going to bring me pleasure. And so we've had them throughout the summer, and just think of it as like, you kind of like bumping up against a door, trying to break through that door. Okay. And now it's like, you're really going to find like those breakthroughs. So, especially like right around this new moon in Virgo. So let's see what's going on for you. All right. For, the second week of September. Yes. You got the 8 of Cups. All right. This is really great. I love it. Remember, I said, what is going to bring you pleasure? It's almost like there's something. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with the cups here, but you see the man dressed in red for passion, red for power. He's leaving the cups behind. He's moving forward, okay? You see he's under an eclipse. This is a game-changing moment. So by the second week around this new moon, it's almost like the end of something, and you going towards something new, something that is going to bring you pleasure, passion, especially with love and romance. Also, a lot of creativity, self-expression. This card is actually attributed to Saturn in Pisces. Like I said, that is your 5th house. Children for a lot of y'all too. 3rd week of September, Sun trining Pluto. That's the biggest day. That's a hugely powerful day. I mean, Pluto, your ruling planet, but this is a big day of empowerment. Again, all the we're going to talk more in length during my weekly readings for these aspects. So the 23rd, Sun, we officially enter Libra season. Okay, that is the autumn equinox here in the northern hemisphere. So again, this is actually. And then the sun is going to oppose Neptune. Just be like super right-brained at this time. That's going to happen on the 19th. But even though there's only like 3 aspects here, it's a big week. It's a huge week. All right. Again, we're going to talk about this in my weeklies. All right. So let's see what we can expect for you, Scorpio, for the 3rd week of September. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. And, you know, it really is almost like some Scorpios are going to feel that you have at this point, but you really haven't. All right. You really haven't. And I say that because the sun is opposing Neptune, and Neptune brings like a little bit of like illusion and delusion. Neptune is in Pisces. So very interesting because you. So the first message coming up is it is going to be relationships or family related, where there may be something that you're conflicted about, or there could be some sort of conflict that you have at that time. Just know if it's not that, it's just definitely going to be something up here where it's like this tug of war, almost like psychological warfare energy, like just really like. Really just unroot things. There could be a moment of you feeling stuck. It's like you finally feel a little free, but then something just doesn't seem clear to you, and then you're just like on guard, right? And you don't want that. You want to you really want things. You really want to balance a kayak, but the biggest thing about, remember how I said in your final outcome you may have to make a decision. It's the same thing here. It's choosing your battles wisely. I'll even clarify this for you. All right, we're doing extended readings for this month because it's such a tricky month. September is such a tricky month, but yeah. So clarifying the 5 of Swords. So it looks like there's what it is Mars in Libra. Okay, it's you. You may have a moment where there could be something that, like, think of it. It's just like a strong current that's going under your kayak around this time, and you're just like, nah, because Bobby over there is doing the Wednesday Addams dance, and you're just like, y'all, can't you see the strong, like, help me out here, and you got to do it, like. That's what's happening here because, you did get the 4 of Pentacles, but then you also got the 4 of Wands. So bring that stability. 4 is all about order. It's all about stability. And especially with finances, okay? There could be something that has to do with some finances that you may find out around this time. It also may be something like job related where it's just like, okay, I've really got to like, be stable. Now, I'm not saying anyone's going to like lose their job or lose any money. It's like you're just going to put a lot of focus on that now, okay? You're going to put a lot of focus on that now, just the foundations of your life, all right? Now, when you do that, when you are in a good place, mentally too, okay? But also like in your physical world, you got the 4 of Wands. So it looks like, and this is a card of celebration and joy. And some of y'all actually may even... some of y'all may have some sort of conflict with a partner, whether love or career, or family matters here. But there is a sense of resolution. Okay, so just hang in there. Okay, hang in there, and you're gonna be fine. And don't let anyone like tip over your kayak. Now, the last week of September, we have another Mercury trine Jupiter. We have two in 1 month, okay? But this time Mercury's direct. So this is really great. Really good day for like business deals, social activity, being very social. Really good time to, you could hear really good news, okay? You could hear really good news. You could be giving good news around this time. And then we have that full moon in Aries, okay? But here's what I like about it is that Mars, the ruler of Aries, which is being naughty, right, this month, is actually, with Venus waking up, Mars is kind of like dropped his water gun and he sees Venus. He's like, oh, hey there. So it's kind of like he's forgotten to be like naughty and he's like, hey, Venus, right? So because at this point, Venus is pretty much like awake. And so I really love that. And then we have Mercury trining Uranus. This is that day. Huge, just honestly, something really surprising. You could just hear really surprising news around this time. You could hear really surprising news. On the 25th, Mercury is trining Jupiter, so you could hear great news. And it could correspond to the Mercury trining Jupiter in the beginning of the month. Okay. But on the 30th, Mercury is trining Uranus, the planet of surprises, unexpected. Remember, they're both Jupiter and Uranus in your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. So, with that said, Scorpio, let's see what's going on for you for the last week of September. You got the Ten of Wands. So, it looks like there is going to be a sense of you really, really, really just kind of like taking this deep sigh of, it's almost like there's so much happening, but you've gotten out of your head at this point. And for some Scorpios, you may, even though you're out of your head, you're still distracting yourself with things in the physical world. Like you may be like, working a lot to avoid certain things. So don't do that. Okay. Secondly, some of y'all may have this sigh of relief where there's so much that's been going on, you can finally like break free. And I'm actually going to clarify the Ten of Wands for you too. And then you got the Nine of Wands, and then you got the Queen of Cups. So yeah, you are very interesting. Very interesting. You have a lot of you have a lot going on. You have a lot going on. It's like there's this sense, it's like it's gonna be like ups and downs, but again, Mars and Libra in your 12th house isn't easy. Okay, so you're gonna do a great job. Just keep that kayak balanced. Now with the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the Queen of Cups, you're gonna be fine, because this is showing that all the hard work and effort that you are putting toward your dreams, your hopes, your relationships, your partnerships, career, work, children, family, whatever it is, you're going to stay resilient. You're going to not give up, and you are going to even you're going to do everything you can to make sure nothing knocks you off your kayak at this point, the last week. Okay, it can feel like it is going to be like a little uphill for some of y'all. For some of y'all, it's going to be like this like relief, but you're still like vigilant. But in the end, I mean, you did get the Queen of Cups, so that's really great. And she is the most intuitive queen. So, like, to a freakishly psychic level, by the way. And she is Cancer. Remember, I said you have a lot of water energy in your spread, especially with the High Priestess, Knight of Cups. You have the Moon. I mean, you have a lot here. But the Eight of Cups here. But anyway, Queen of Cups is just a lot of love. I say that she's the Princess Diana of tarot, okay? So much love to get. She lives and leads with her heart, all right? And you can see that, water in tarot's emotions, right? So you see her feet on the water. So it's almost like after all of this, there's a lot of love to give, a lot of love to receive, a lot of emotional depth, a lot of emotional that fuels like a lot of emotional intelligence, but in the end, a lot of self-love. So I really absolutely love that for you. Speaking of love, but yeah, you got a lot of. If there's any big takeaway, Scorpio, it's trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. That's going to make all the difference, okay? Again, you got the High Priestess. You got the King of Cups, who is very intuitive. You have the Moon, intuition with the Moon. You got the Hermit, going deep, doing that soul searching. You got even Temperance here. You got the Queen of Cups, the most intuitive queen. I mean, like, really go deep, because you also got all these swords, remember? And so that's just like a lot happening up here. You want to bring it down here, and or here, right? Your pineal gland, okay? You want to bring it to your pineal gland and really pay attention right now. It is going to help with this, spiritual awakening, but also this decision that you may have to make about something that you've, oh my gosh, okay. So Scorpio, that's, so really pay attention. I did not mean to go this way, over. Thanks so much for tuning in, Scorpio. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Y'all are amazing. Love y'all all. I will see you next week. Okay. Thanks so much. Bye bye.